Hi all, Lost D Punch Out TV. How are you all doing? I want to talk about the interview with Piers Morgan and Conor Benn, which was yesterday. It was released. I wanted to do a video on it, but it was too late. So just my thoughts quickly on it. I watched the interview. It was on Talk TV on YouTube with Piers Morgan. I seen it come up Sunday night that Conor had put it up on Twitter that he would be talking to Piers Morgan about what's going on at this moment in time with him over failing two drugs tests. For me, when I watched it, at first I thought Piers was going to be soft on him, but he wasn't. Piers Morgan put it to him about saying, how can you not, this 270 page document what you put to the WBC, and the WBC have given you a pass, put you back in their ranking system, but they haven't 100% said that you're not guilty. They've said that there's a chance that you could have been contaminated through eating eggs. Piers asked him, is that right? And Conor said, no, I don't believe in it. I don't believe I got contaminated through eating eggs. He sort of went down saying that he doesn't know how it's got in his system. Sort of was going down the route of, has he been spiked? Has someone put it there? He's sent off to scientists and all these top scientists to try and find out how it's got in his system. Piers Morgan was saying to him, well, why don't you put this document in front of the British Boxing Board of Control? And Conor Benn said no, because they didn't believe him, so they can do one. He's ripped up his license, so he can't fight in the UK. So Piers said that to him. He said, well, I'm not bothered about fighting in the UK anymore. I'll fight elsewhere, probably in the States or somewhere in Europe. But for me, when I was looking at him, his body language was telling me, if I didn't think he was guilty before, or say 50% thought he was guilty before, after watching that, his body language and his face expressions just told me that he was guilty all over. You could just tell the way how he was very uncomfortable with the questions. You could just tell he had it written all over his face. In my eyes, anyway, I believe so. Piers got talking to his dad, Nige, over the video link, and he was saying, because Piers knows Nigel quite well, he was saying, I can't for the life of me understand why you've not gone and put this document in front of the British Boxing Board of Control, or why have you not released it online so people can read it? And Nigel was saying, yeah, I agree with you, but apparently his lawyers have told him not to do that. I just think, like I said a long time ago, I think whoever's advising him, he's been badly advised. I think he was juicing after the Formella fight, and I think he's got caught. He's failed two drugs tests twice. The B samples never come back, or from UCAD or whoever it was from. It's just a big mess, and I think he was juicing, and I think he got caught, and whoever has advised him and says, oh, don't worry about it, go away, we'll smooth it over, it'll be forgotten about. But it hasn't been forgotten about. And then he was saying, oh, well, I've been passed by the WBC. And like Piers said, but technically you haven't been passed, not 100%. They're just saying that you could have got contaminated through eating a certain amount of eggs every day. We all know the WBC are corrupt as anything. I mean, Canelo Alvarez, that'll say it all for you. And many other fighters who have been ranked in the WBC rankings. For me, I just think going on there was a bad move. I think he's lost even more fans. And I don't hate the lad at all. I just was on his case a bit because I just thought, you're heading to 21 fights, and to my knowledge, half of the fighters, well, most of the fighters you were fighting, they were ex-champions or contenders, but they were washed up, really washed up in my eyes. And I just think he thought he was invincible. He's got caught. He's that far into it now that he can't pull out. What he should have done from day one is just said, yeah, look, I was juicing, I hold my hands up, take a ban, go away, train your arse off and come back. He says he's not going to the British Boxing Board of Control. He's going to be suing them for loss of earnings. I just think it's a mess. Let me know what you think, but for me, when I watched it, his body language and especially his face expressions just told me that he was lying. Let me know what you think. Peace out. Catch you on the next one.